Without using mathematical tables or calculators, simplify sine of 60, cosine of 45, subtract tan of 45, divided by cosine of 30, sine of 45, plus cosine of 60, leaving your answer in third form. Now, while solving this question, you're required to use these as special angles, and there's a way of getting the trigonometric ratios of all these angles, and this is what you're going to use. We shall use two types of triangles. The first one is an isosceles right angle triangle, and another one is an equilateral triangle, of sides 2 units. So let me draw a bigger one, construct a bigger one here. So those are the two that you need. So we have this one is 90 degrees, this one is 90 degrees, this one is 90. So this is side 1 unit, this is an isosceles, this is 1 unit. Then this will be 45 degrees, this is a 45 degrees, and then the hypotenuse will be root of 2. The other triangle is an equilateral triangle of sides 2 units. So these will be 2 units, this is 1, this is 1. And then the height will be, you get this by using Pythagoras theorem. This one will be root 3. So in an equilateral triangle, these angles are 60, this is 60. And because this one is bisected, this will be 30, and this one will be 30 degrees. Now upon doing that, now we can identify, using this triangle, the ratios of all these angles that are given here. For instance, sine of 60 degrees is the first one. We use this second triangle. Use any of these two angles that measures 60. Sine of 60, sine is the opposite side, which is root of 3, divided by the hypotenuse. So that is what you're going to use. Then the cosine of 45 degrees, we use the first triangle, that is why we have 45 degrees. And you can use any of these angles that measure 45 degrees. So cosine of 45 is adjacent side, which is 1, divided by the hypotenuse, which is root 2. You can rationalize this by multiplying both the numerator and the denominator by root of 2, and this will give root of 2 divided by root of 2. So we shall use that. Then tangent of 45 degrees, use the first triangle. Any angle can give these. Tangent is given by, choose one angle, opposite side, divided by adjacent side, which is 1 over 1, which is 1. The other one that we've not, this is a cosine of 30. We can use any of these two angles that measure 30 in the second triangle. So cosine adjacent side, which is root 3, divided by the hypotenuse, which is 2. Then we have sine of 45. Use the first triangle. Sine of 45 will be given by opposite side. Choose any angle, the opposite divided by the hypotenuse, 1 over root 2. And this one we've just noted, you can rationalize this by multiplying both the numerator and the denominator by root of 2. You get root 2 divided by 2. It is easier to use this one. Then the last one is cosine of 60 degrees. Use the second triangle, use any of these angles. Cosine is given by adjacent side is 1, then the hypotenuse is 2. So now we have all these that we need. We need all these. We can use them now. We can substitute them. So we go to the numerator. Sine of 60. Sine of 60 is root 3 over 2. Multiply by cosine of 45 is root 2 divided by 2. Then subtract tan of 45 is 1, just substituting. Then denominator, cosine of 30. Cosine of 30 is root 3 divided by 2, multiplied by sine of 45. Sine of 45 is root 2 divided by 2, then plus cosine of 60 is a half. So once we have substituted, now we can multiply out these. So this is what you're going to have. This will be root 3 multiplied by root 2. This will give root 6 divided by 2 times 2 is 4. Then minus 1 divided by root 3 times root 2 will give root 6 divided by 2 times 2, 4. Then plus half. And that is what you're going to solve now. So this is what you're going to rationalize. We have already substituted everything. Now the next thing is to rationalize the denominator and leave it in the simplest form. So this is how we're going to rationalize this. We're going to take the numerator. First we deal with the denominator, multiply the numerator and the denominator by the conjugate of the denominator. This is what I mean. So we'd have root 6 divided by 4, subtract 1, then everything divided by root 6 divided by 4 plus a half. So this is what I mean. You multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the conjugate of the denominator. And the conjugate of the denominator is root 6 divided by 4, subtract a half. So the same to these, root 6 divided by 4, subtract a half. So that is what I mean. So we can begin straight by working out the numerator. So let us work out the numerator. So we expand. So numerator, root of 6 divided by 4, multiply by root of 6 divided by 4, subtract a half, and then take negative 1, root of 6 divided by 4, subtract a half, we're expanding. So this will give root of 6 divided by 4 multiplied by root of 6 divided by 4. That will give 6 divided by 16, and that will simplify to 3 over 8. Then subtract root of 6 divided by 4 multiplied by a half. That will give root of 6 divided by 8. Subtract, this is root of 6 divided by 4. Subtract, this will be positive because of negative and negative. This will have negative half, positive half. So we're doing that, like terms together. So we can take 3, we just multiply out this. So 3 over 8 plus a half, 3 over 8 plus a half. So 3 over 8 plus a half, that will give 7 over 8. 7 over 8. And then negative root 6 or divided by 8. Then subtract root 6 divided by 4. That will give negative 3 root 6. Negative 3 root 6 divided by 8. So this is what? So this one will give negative 3 root 6 divided by 8. Then 3 over 8 plus a half will give 7 over 8. So that is what you get for the numerator. So that is what you get for the numerator. Note that. Now we go to the denominator. Now for the denominator, which is here, just look at it. That one is very easy to deal with because that is difference of two squares. Recall a plus b multiplied by a minus b. That one, when we factorize, we do have a squared minus b squared. In this case, take a to be root 6 divided by 4, take b to be a half. So if we do that, then the whole of the denominator, being a difference of two squares, will simplify to this we square that, subtract a half squared, and this will give, this will be 6 divided by 16, that will be 3/8. That is the first one. Root 6 divided by 4 squared, then half squared will be a quarter. So when you subtract these, just subtract these one using a calculator. 3/8 subtract 1/4, this one will give 1/8. 1/8, and therefore this is the denominator. That is the denominator. Now it's time to get the solution. Let us get the answer now. So the answer will be given by whatever we got in the numerator, 7/8. 7/8, subtract 3 root 6, divided by 8, divided by 8, then everything divided by the denominator is 1/8, like that. So this one is quite easy, because you just take each of these terms, like 7 divided by 8, divide that by 8 by 1/8, and 7/8 divide by 7/8, that will be 8/1, that will give 7. So that one gets 7. Then subtract 3 is a negative 3 root 6/8, then divide that by 1/8, so it is 8/1, and that will be 3 root 6. So you can see that everything simplifies to 7 subtract 3 root of 6, and that is how you're supposed to solve that question.